Today we are taking a deep dive into a film called He's Way More Famous Than You.
Which is quite the title to kick things off with.
Right. It doesn't even sound like a movie. It sounds like a threat.
Or an insult.
Yeah, exactly. An insult. Like somebody's just pointing a finger at your chest at a party. But it's actually a 2013 indie comedy. And our mission today is to unpack this really specific kind of chaotic project.
It's highly chaotic.
Very. Because it's an indie movie, right? But it's absolutely packed with A-list stars. And it's written by its own stars and directed by a co-star.
It is the definition of a meta-narrative.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just actors making a movie about actors trying to make a movie.
Yeah, the creative team here is super tight-knit. You have Michael Urie.
Right, who directed it.
And also co-stars in it.
Playing a director, naturally.
Naturally. And then the writers, Pfeiffer and Ryan Spahn, they actually star in the film as the leads.
And, playing characters named Hallie and Ryan.
Obviously. So it's this huge hall of mirrors. But the source notes describe it as a balls-to-the-wall Hollywood comedy.
Which is an accurate description of the energy, but really, at its core, it's a deep dive into the absolute desperation of fame.
Yeah, the sheer panic of it. So let's get into the plot, because the inciting incident for this whole thing is brutal.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
We have the character of Hallie Pfeiffer, played by the real Hallie Pfeiffer, and she goes through what the notes call this triple threat of failure.
In rapid succession.
Right. She loses her boyfriend.
Yep.
She loses her agent.
The worst one for an actor, maybe.
Totally. And essentially, she loses her entire career. All at once.
She goes from being a, quote, once up-and-coming indie starlet to basically zero.
And I feel like a normal person's reaction to that
would be to quit.
Yeah. Quit, move home, reevaluate your life choices, take up pottery.
But not Hallie.
No. Her aha moment is the exact opposite of self-reflection. She decides the only way to fix her broken life is to become, quote, way more famous.
It's such a pure, toxic Hollywood reaction. If my life is falling apart, the solution must be more status.
So she comes up with this scheme, and the details of the scheme are just my favorite part of the whole setup.
It's not exactly a professional business plan.
Not at all. She's armed with two things: a stolen script.
And 2 pitchers of sangria.
2 pitchers of sangria, which she uses to basically fuel this manic energy. And then she enlists her brother, Ryan.
Played by Ryan Spahn.
Right. And she drags him into this mess. She needs him to help her make this movie so she can get famous again.
Because she knows no one's going to cast her right now. So she has to cast herself.
Exactly. But the conflict here and the stakes of the plot are actually pretty dark for a comedy. The summary explicitly says she will start at nothing, even if it means hurting the only people who truly care about her.
Which really just means Ryan. He's the collateral damage in her pursuit of the spotlight.
Yeah, she is fully willing to burn her actual human relationships to the ground just to get some traction in the industry.
And that's where the metatone really shines.
Yeah.
Because you have these actors writing a movie about themselves acting terribly, trying to exploit celebrities to make a movie.
It's brilliant, honestly. And that brings us to the most surprising part of this whole deep dive. The cast.
The famous people.
The famous people. Because you hear indie comedy, stolen script, sangria, and you think...
He's going to be shot on an iPhone with their roommate.
Exactly. But then you look at the cast list and the sources, and it's insane. Jesse Eisenberg.
Right.
Ben Stiller. Ben
Stiller. Literal Hollywood titan.
What is Ben Stiller doing in this scrappy little movie? And it keeps going. Ralph Macchio.
The Karate Kid.
Vanessa Williams. Mamie Gummer. This is serious A-list wattage.
It really is. And it directly mirrors the plot.
How do you mean?
Well, for fictional Hallie's whole plan is to land A-list celebrities for her fake movie to make herself famous. But the real Hallie and Michael Urie actually did land A-list celebrities for this real movie.
Wow, yeah. So the real-life execution was way more successful than the character's plan.
Precisely. They used their actual industry connections to make a movie about not having any industry connections.
That is wild. And we definitely shouldn't ignore the supporting cast either.
No, the ensemble is packed with heavy hitters from the theater world.
Trace Chameau, Austin Pendleton.
Austin Pendleton is a legend.
Total legend. And Michael Chernus is in there too. So it's this blend of massive global movie stars and deeply respected character actors.
Which gives the whole project this layer of legitimacy. Even when the characters on screen are acting completely unhinged, you, the audience, know you're watching top-tier talent.
So behind the camera, how did they actually pull this off? Who is writing the checks for this sangria?
Well, it was a coalition of indie producers. You've got Christopher Sepulveda and Michael Anderson,
From Logolite Entertainment.
right, along with Ermi Productions and Jeffrey Soffer. These are the people who actually wrangled the logistics to make this med joke a reality.
And on the technical side, the crew gave it a really specific polish. The cinematography was by Austin F. Schmidt.
And Jim Mole was the editor, which is crucial for a comedy with this kind of chaotic, overlapping dialogue.
Oh, absolutely. The pacing has to be perfect. But the technical credit that really caught my eye in the research was the music.
Jeff Beal.
Jeff Beal. I mean, most people know him from scoring House of Cards.
Exactly. Very serious, dramatic, sweeping orchestral scores.
So putting his music underneath the story about a desperate actress stealing a script while drunk on sangria.
It grounds it. It elevates the joke. If the music was goofy, the movie would feel cheap. But with Beal's score, it treats Haley's desperation with this faux seriousness that makes it so much funnier.
And again, we have to reiterate, Michael Urie is directing all of this. He's directing Ben Stiller, he's directing his writers, he's directing himself.
Pulling double duty on a set with your friends requires a massive amount of focus.
And he kept the whole thing tight. The runtime is only 96 minutes.
The perfect comedy runtime. Get in, hit the jokes, get out.
God bless a 90-minute movie. So they get it in the can, it's finished. Let's talk about the release strategy, because 2013 was a very weird transitional time for film distribution.
It really was. Streaming was just starting to figure itself out, and VOD was becoming a legitimate strategy, not just a dumping ground.
But they started traditional. They took it to the festival circuit.
Which is exactly what you do to build hype. They premiered at the Slam Dance Film Festival.
January 20, 2013, which makes total sense for this vibe.
Yeah, Slam Dance is the edgy alternative to Sundance.
Yeah.
It's the perfect launching pad for something this cynical and self-aware.
And then they took it on a massive tour in April. April 2013 was a busy month for them.
They were everywhere.
They were the opening night film at the Friars Club Comedy Film Festival on April 1st.
Fitting for April Fool's Day.
Right. And then they hit the Cleveland International, Phoenix Film Festival, Dallas International, and the Newport Beach Film Festival, all in that same month.
Just pounding the pavement, doing the Q&As, getting audiences in the room.
But while they were physically touring it, the actual distribution model they used with Gravitas Ventures and Warner Bros. Was somewhat unique for the time.
This is the really fascinating part from a business perspective.
Yeah, walk us through it.
They utilized a pre-theatrical VOD release pattern. So it hit iTunes, Amazon Video, and Video on Demand on April 8, 2013.
Right in the middle of their festival run.
Exactly. So you could rent it on your TV before it ever hit a regular movie theater.
Because the theatrical release wasn't until May 10th.
Right, May 10, 2013 for the US and Canada. A full month after it was on digital.
Which feels backwards if you're stuck in the 90s mindset. But for 2013, they were using the theaters almost as a marketing tool for the digital rentals.
That's exactly what it was. The theatrical run gives you the prestige, the formal reviews, the posters, but the actual audience engagement
is happening on laptops and smart TVs.
Exactly. And then finally, for the physical media holdouts, they dropped the DVD on September 24.
Released by Kino Lorber and Archstone Distribution.
So it had a very complete modern life cycle.
Yeah, it really covered all its bases. Which brings us to the end of our journey with Haley and her sangria. Let's do a quick recap.
We have a story of ambition gone completely wrong, or maybe completely right, depending on how you view the ending.
A character named Hallie Pfeiffer creating absolute chaos, betraying her brother just to save her career.
And that title. He's way more famous than you. It functions as this stark commentary on the industry's hierarchy.
It's the quiet part said out loud.
Yeah, it points directly at the reality of the cast list. You can be talented, you can be driven, but in that world, your worth is almost entirely dictated by how famous the person standing next to you is.
Which is a heavy thought for a comedy. And we want to leave you with something to really mull over, building on that central conflict.
Because the core of the film is about a protagonist willing to hurt the only people who actually care about her, just to get a movie made and get her status back.
Right. So think about that in the context of today. In the age of social media, where literally everyone is their own brand manager, where everyone is trying to build a platform or an audience.
Where do you draw the line between ambition and alienation?
At what point does trying to be seen by millions of strangers cost you the people who are actually sitting right in front of you?
It's a question of what fame actually costs.
It really is. Something to think about the next time you're crafting the perfect post.
Or pouring a pitcher of sangria.
That too. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into He's Way More Famous Than You. We will see you on the next one.